All right, so today we're going to play with our kids and deepen and connect with them some more. And what we're going to do is play Someday I Want To. And it's a sharing game. So the cool thing about sharing games is that they can be done anytime, any place. Certainly when boredom and waiting is happening in the car, whatever, when you're forced together and there's not a lot going on. Or you can create time for it. It can be like in the bed before falling asleep and, beautiful moments. So someday I would like to. And you're going to have to take the lead on this, and maybe not. Maybe your kids will just go for it. But what I'm trying to say, as adults, we might want to say, someday I'd like to be rich, and start putting forward these giant generalizations. And they might not be on our kids' backs yet. It might be nice to do a few yourself to lead the way, but not impose those standard ones yet. Be specific and be kind of unique. Mention the things that you'd like to do that aren't those big generalized things that, it may be really true that someday you'd like to be rich, but it's also possible that that's kind of a society imposed one, because of the way that everything works. Of course, you'd like to be rich because it would make your life within the structure that we live in, work easier for you, So anyway, instead, name the things that you want to be rich for. Someday I'd like to have a pool in our backyard. That's maybe one reason you'd like to be rich, but it's not just you doing the sweeping generalizations. And maybe your kids are too young to get really specific, but of course you can coach them and what else? What about that? But other times kids just surprise you and they say the most specific and just interesting, fascinating stuff. So I'm sure there'll be plenty of that in there too. And don't be worried if your kids spout out a bunch of generalizations. It gives you information. We're just kind of playing but you can inquire further. If your kid is someday I want to be rich, and they just exposed the very same generalization that I've just warned against, that, has somehow gotten into their minds too. Ask them why. What about it? What will it do for you? What would you do with your rich, and then what? Ask them to expand upon that and just get deeper. It's just going to be interesting to play, to kind of do this almost fantasizing together, and also do things about each other. Someday I'd like to do this with you, so that can be an added layer. Someday I'd like, but also someday I want to do X, Y, or Z that involves the other person. Because it's just a really bonding, I don't even think I have to convince anybody of this. It's a really bonding and beautiful experience to sort of plan together and sort of dream about things together as a unit that you will do together, and to sort of trust that the other person will be in your life. I don't know. It's just, and of course that doesn't occur to our kids, but there's something in that to just sort of project forward together as one, that we'll be together and we will do this. And to dream together is a deep form of intimacy and just sharing and hearing what the other person wants. Sometimes when it's just a game and we're playing and we're just kind of spouting off what we want in a way that's just got no particular goal and there's nothing serious about it, can really reveal more than if it was a serious question and we were planning out a real thing. And but kids always have a beautiful way of just letting everything fly. So I think you'll hear some cool stuff, someday I want to climb a mountain, someday I want to learn all the names of the plants in our front yard, or so don't make it all be huge. It can be tiny stuff too. Someday I want to, go camping together. Someday I want to make a dinner that you've made for me. Eat a dinner that you've made for me. So, see what you got. See what can come up.